everyone, welcome back. Savert is here, coming back with part 7 of What If Deku made his own omnitrix. Now, where we last left off, Izuku got in a fight against a villain that he named by the name, of course, Overlord, which basically O'Neil wearing his mask. In the end, after a couple of minutes fighting, Izuku transformed back into his human form, and O'Neil taking this chance, getting closer and closer to him, getting ready to take him into azimuth. But in the middle of the way, the Paramatrix, seeing that, feeling a lots of energy coming out of O'Neil, she just launched tentacles on him. And O'Neil, being the, half robot, half human that he is, just cut off his left arm before the Paramatrix managed to come into his whole body and just eat him. In the end, Izuku restoring a lot of energy because O'Neil's hand alone was enough for him to, be able to transform again. And after that, because of the energy that coming out of O'Neil's body and some of the DNAs inside the Paramatrix, Izuku transformed into the alien that right now you watch on the screen, which is basically, I called it Shard. In the end, Izuku has fought a little bit against O'Neil, but in the end he just ran away after talking with Azimuth in his airpiece and Azimuth just teleporting him away. After that, none other than Kevin Levin just come into the scene and getting ready to fight against Izuku, as Izuku said, "Well, let's see what you have." As right now we continue. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's get right into it. As after that, Kevin just putting his hand on the ground, absorbing the ground, turning into concrete his whole body, and after that, creating like a big hammer by his left arm and going on Izuku. Izuku dodging this attack into the left, and after that, shooting like a laser beam from his fingertips into the body of course, Kevin. In the end, Kevin taking this hit and being thrown away on a building. He starts seeing his body crack as he immediately touch he touching a car and absorbing the metal of the car, transforming his body into a metal. And after that, creating two swords and said, "Well, let's see how you are gonna be able to pierce through this." And after that, he gone on Izuku and started throwing slashes. Izuku this time using his right arm, which is basically, the little crystals on the top of his fingers are so sharp, so he going into slashes with Kevin. In the end, they start going slashes left to right, but after that, immediately, both of them being hit by a strong wave of flames. As Izuku looking in front of him, he see the number 2 hero, Endeavor, as Endeavor said, "Villains, give up right now, or I will gonna have to take you by force." As Izuku looking back on, of course, Kevin, as he looking back on Endeavor, and both of them said at the same time, "Don't get in our fight," as both of them just jump into Endeavor. Endeavor was actually surprised by how fast those two villains just decided to work together after he just appeared. In the end, Izuku gone on Endeavor, starts shooting laser beams. Endeavor dodging this attack into the right, but it wasn't a long time before Kevin just jump in and throw a punch into the guts of Endeavor. Endeavor, feeling this punch, immediately got hold of Kevin and start melting his metal. Kevin immediately touching the body of Endeavor, absorbing the how Endeavor clothes are made specially to be, not get affected by flames. He just absorbing the Endeavor clothes and turn into the same matter that his clothes are made of. So he's right now very resistant to flames, as he immediately after that just throwing another punch on Endeavor face, throwing him away. Endeavor wiping away a little bit of blood, and after that, Izuku getting after him and start throwing much more laser beams at him. In the end, he make a wall of fire to block this attack, but it wasn't so helpful. After that, from the wall of fire, Kevin just jumped in and immediately got hold of Endeavor's head and smashed his head with his leg. After that, he just got hold of his leg and started spinning around, throwing him up into a building, knocking Endeavor off. As he said, "Well, that's taken care of now." But once he turned around, he being greeted by a beam of laser from Izuku fingerprints, sending him up in the air. And after that, Izuku putting his hand together and throwing even more laser on Kevin, throwing him even higher in the air as Kevin starts falling out of the sky. But before he managed to smash into the ground, suddenly a weird red creature got hold of him in the middle of the air and put him on the ground. As Izuku seeing in front of him Ben 10 as the shape of his alien, which is basically Jet Ray. And after that, Jet Ray just putting Kevin down and said, "Are you okay?" As Kevin said, "Took you long enough, Tennyson. Sorry about that, I had some problems." Anyways, as he looking back on Izuku and said, "Kid, can you please stop for God's sake? Can we just talk?" As Izuku said, You are the one that did it, right?" As he immediately throw a laser beam on Ben. After that, Ben just dodging into the left and start levitating in the air and said, "What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about." As Izuku said, "You are that big creature that destroyed the city. Don't lie to me. I know that it was you." As he starts throwing laser beams on, of course, Jet Ray. Jet Ray starts shooting some green laser beams out of his tail and eyes on Izuku. In the end, he starts shooting, but Izuku, his body can shoot laser but can't absorb it, as he starts dodging left and right. And after that, he put his hand together and said, "I'm gonna kill you for what you did." And after that, he just throws a strong beam of red energy or crimson energy on of course, Jet Ray. Jet Ray, seeing that the power is too much, he couldn't dodge it, as he immediately just go into the ground trying to protect Kevin. As after that, Ben start hearing a sound from his watch, and the ultimatrix of him start to, getting a little bit crazy. And after that, he just transformed back into his human form, as he said, "No, no, 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 not now, from all the times, can you please?" As Izuku saying this, "What? Are you having some problem with your watch? Looks like my own little copy has defeated your own real deal. Is that right, Tennyson?" And after that, he put his hand together and said, "Let's see how you're gonna survive this." But before he managed to throw a strong beam of laser on, of course, Ben and Kevin that right now on the ground. Kevin is knocked out and Ben is still awake, as he immediately being hit in his chest, throwing on the building by a strong punch, as he hear a sound saying, "Don't fear, for I am here. Ha ha! Villain, you should surrender now before I, All Might, will gonna capture you." As everyone, the people around the place start to getting a little bit of relief, because this is the the number one hero. As Izuku seeing this, he said, "All Might, of course." As he look back, he see Ben has already, called on Azimuth to teleport him away, him and of course Kevin. As Izuku coming out of the wall and said, "All Might, I'm not here to fight you." "Well, if you are really not here to fight me, why are you start attacking the city? I was being attacked by a villain, and those two people that already run away are villains that are following me. Didn't you get it? I've been followed by them, and I was just defending myself." "Oh, really? So, what is that symbol on your chest? Is the same symbol of that big creature that being called Titan. He has destroyed the city, and you have the same symbol of him. You must be working with whoever that have the same mutation quirk or whatever transformation quirk. Now, please don't resist. Come with me. So, I'm gonna only ask you a couple of questions, like where is your hideout and who's that person?" As Izuku said, "That person that you are searching for, the big guy that you call the Titan, he just ran away right now with the other person. I'm not believing you. You have the same symbol. You must be working with him." As after that, All Might going flying at Izuku, throwing a punch. Izuku just wasn't able to dodge it in perfect time, as he getting a solid punch into his chest, cracking the stone, because he made out of a stone and crystal at the same time. So he being thrown away into a building, and after that he said, "Please." He said, "Please, I just doesn't want to fight you." As All Might going back at Izuku and throwing another hit, but Izuku this time getting enough of this, getting so angry as his whole body, or all of the crystals on his body just start to glow in a red light, and after that he explode with energy, destroying the building behind of him, and also pushing All Might away as the buildings start to collapse. And Izuku, seeing that some people are about to die, he said, "Oh no, I need to," as after that his legs start to glow, of course, with red crimson light, and after that he starts flying in the air as he go inside the building and starts saving people. All Might seeing this, he immediately go there, and of course a couple other of heroes, which is including the number 3 Hawks, come into the scene and start helping people. Izuku start going inside the building that right now collapsing, as he said, "Hello, is anyone there?" As he starts hearing a sound of a kid that crying between his mother arms, as he immediately go there, and the woman seeing Izuku, she said, "Get away from us, please." As Izuku said, "Don't worry, I'm here to help." As Izuku just got hold of the woman and the kid, and after that just jump out of the window. Hawks and All Might has already, Hawks has already got the other people out of the place, as Izuku just jumping out of the building, and after that putting the woman on the ground with the kid, as the building are about to to smash into another building and destroying it. Izuku seeing this, he said, "No, I need to do something." As after that he start focusing all of his energy in his fingertips, and after that he shoot a strong beam of crimson light, just obliterating the whole falling part of the building, turning it into nothing. Just a couple of rocks in the street, and not a lot of a lot of damage into the surrounding area, except the building, of course. As Izuku coming closer and get on his knees and told the kid, "Are you okay?" As the kid said, "Yeah, thank you." As the woman said, "Thank you so much." As she just leave the place. All my seeing this, he said, "Who are you? Tell me now." As Izuku said, "Sorry, but I can't." And after that, Izuku just jump up in the air and start flying using the energy under his legs. Hawks tried to go after Izuku, but Izuku was too fast for him. I mean, Hawks is basically flying while Izuku is having a literally a laser coming out of his legs. So you just tell me, who do you think is faster? Someone that is able to fly with laser under his feet, or a guy with the wings? I'm gonna choose Izuku if I was in your place. As after that, in the end, Izuku managed to run away and got very far into the forest, as he right now just goes into hiding inside the cave and said, "Alright, I'm okay. I think they left me. Well, what should I do now?" As Izuku suddenly realized something, as he said, "Wait a minute. I didn't de-transform. I used a lots of energy, and this is very weird. Why am I not de-transforming? I doesn't even feel any pain." As Izuku tried to, to press on the dial of the parametrics to transform back into human, but it didn't work. As Izuku said, "What? Why is it not working? Come on, just turn me back into a human, for God's sake." As Izuku suddenly realized that he's stuck in this form, as he said, "No, you're not serious, right? I'm not stuck in this form. I'm not stuck as a fucking... What even am I? Crystals? Weird red-looking stone man made out of crystals? Something like that? Come on," as he just hitting the parametrics dial, but nothing is working. As he said, "I need to see what the wrong with this watch. I have to go back into the ship." As Izuku starts walking in the forest, still in his, of course, shard form, just walking around the forest just to try find his, of course, ship. By this time, on the other side of existence, Ben right now sitting on a chair in front of, sitting on the table, while Azimuth is seeing his ultimatrix, as he said, "You really need to stop using it, asshole. You will gonna destroy it, Tennyson. Just leave that O'Neill got, he didn't tell him that his real name is O'Neill. He's just telling him that his name is Overlord. Just leave Overlord and Kevin to take care of it. Understand? I mean, I just can't leave him. Asmith, he needs help. I need to help him. He's so... He's really just... I can't just let someone like him go down the dark path. He's trying to become a hero, but it's just that he's mistreated. He doesn't know how to do it, and I need to help him. Yeah, you need to help him, but he will gonna kill you in the next time that you come any closer to him, Tennyson. So, chill down a little bit before I take the omnitrix from you. Alright, Azimuth. I'm just gonna go back into my planet. Good. And call your cousin, Gwen, tell her to come here. And let Kevin and her take care of this kid. I'm sure they will gonna do much more better work than you, Tennyson. As Izuku said, not Izuku, Ben said, ouch. Now that's hurt, Anyways, go. As Ben just leave the place with Kevin telling Ben, well, see you on the planet, Ben. Alright, Kevin, are you sure that you will be able to take care of this? What are you thinking that I am? Of course I'm gonna take care of this, and I got something that will gonna be useful in the second time that I fight against that kid. As Kevin just showing to Ben a weird looking blue crystal, as Ben said, well, see you around, Kevin. As Ben just leave the place going back into his planet. Well, Azimuth said, well, Kevin, you should go back into your... Of course, as Azimuth said, well, Kevin, you should go back into the planet. Alright, the planet of that kid, which is, you can call it MHA, alright? Or maybe Hero World or something like that. Anyways, go there and I'm gonna send you some assistance later on. As Kevin said, sure thing, Azimuth. As Kevin just leave the place, and after that... O'Neill or Overlord come from the darkness and said, well, he was certainly quite strong. I wasn't expecting that. As Azimuth just seeing O'Neill without his left arm, only with his right, as he said, so, looks like your little friend is hurting you, huh? Oh, come on, it was just a mistake. I just wasn't learning his abilities yet. I know him very well, but not his powers. So, what's happening with that little, time loop portal? I'm working on it. I'm working on it right now. But it's too bad because I need some material that it's gonna be able to reflect the existence upon itself. As O'Neill, hearing this, he said, wait, you need something that is able to reflect the existence, right? Yeah, that's what I need, but is a material like that is very hard to get. As, O'Neill, after that, he said, is this will gonna be helpful to you? And after that, O'Neill just taken out of his jacket some broken shard of like a mirror, as, Azimuth seeing these shard, and O'Neill just putting the shard on the table. Azimuth getting closer and looking into his reflection into the shard, he see himself, but with an eye patch on his right eye, and he just looking like a weird version of himself. As Azimuth seeing this, he said, fascinating. This shard is able to reflect you, but showing you your other self into another timeline? How did you manage to get hold of these things? These things are very rare. Well, you can say that I have my own ways. Anyways, are you will be able to create a portal from this? Well, I'll be able. By this shard, it will gonna be much more easier thing to do. But I'm still not gonna make it work until you get me that kid. Alright? Alright, fair enough. See you around, Azimuth. As after that, O'Neill just going into another table and start working to make himself another arm. In the end, he made himself another arm using some gadgets of course. Azimuth. In the end, he just leave the place and go back into the planet of course, Izuku. And by this time, while O'Neill is fixing himself and of course Azimuth is working on the portal, Izuku right now has finally got into the ship as he plugged, some wires into his chest, specifically into the parametric symbol, as he said, alright, let's see what's the problem here, why am I not able to go back into my human form? As Izuku seeing on the screen that he starts reading saying, so this alien that I'm just gonna call him, Shard, his DNA is not complete, and the parametrics having a lots of energy because of that one part from O'Neill body, or Overlord body, because he doesn't know that is O'Neill actually, as he said, so until I will be able to finally complete the DNA of this alien, I will not be able to go back into my human form. But the question is, how am I gonna able to find something that will gonna be having such a strong ability to absorb energy? Think. And after that, Izuku thinking a little bit as he said, wait, I know. Crystals. I need some sort of a crystal that is able to take a lots of energy one time. If I absorbed one of them, I'll be able to finally go back into my human form and complete this alien, which will be such a strong ability indeed. The ability to absorb energy, it will be even kinda useful to me. Instead of just eating living beings, I'll be able to absorb like electricity, lasers, attacks, and things like that. Heat, maybe from Endeavor and things like that. Well, but the question is, who is the person that have such a thing like that? As Izuku starts searching on the internet, and after that he starts searching about crystals, and in the end he finds something interesting, as he said, kryptonite, a weird looking green crystals that coming from coming into this planet from a lots of years because of a meteorite that hit the earth from a couple of years. And the only person that having that kind of things are two people, Bruce Wayne and also none other than Lex Luthor. So if I'll be able to go back into my human form, I'll need to go into one of those two people, so damn it. I sure hope they will gonna help me. As after that, Izuku just putting the places on the map as he see that Lex Luthor, company is much more closer to him than Gotham. As he decided, said, so I think I'm gonna go with Lex Luthor. Alright. I should leave the place now. And after that, Izuku start leaving the place, walking a little bit through the forest until he start flying, using lasers his legs, going into Metropolis. And this one gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what do you think about this part, and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.